Nestled in the Appalachian Mountains, Ironridge was a town defined by its steel mills. Decades ago, the town thrived, with families depending on the factories for stable work. But as industries declined, so did Ironridge's prosperity. With jobs vanishing and hope dwindling, the local high school's football team, the Ironridge Titans, became a reflection of the town's struggles, defeated, uninspired, and hopeless. With a losing streak stretching over 5 years, the school administration debated cutting the football program altogether. Parents, burdened by financial struggles, were too preoccupied to care. The players themselves had lost all faith in winning. That's when coach Robert "Bob" Hastings stepped in. Bob Hastings was a former college football standout who had played briefly in the NFL before an injury ended his career. With nothing but his love for the game, he found himself coaching at small schools, gradually building a reputation as someone who could turn underdogs into contenders. When Ironridge High reached out to him, Hastings saw more than just a struggling football program. He saw a town in need of hope. His first encounter with the team was disastrous. The players were unmotivated, out of shape, and divided. Some had criminal records, others were battling personal hardships at home. But Hastings didn't flinch. He introduced one simple rule. You show up, you give 100%, or you don't play at all. The first practice was grueling. It wasn't about plays or strategies, it was about breaking down the mental and physical weaknesses of the team. Sprints, weightlifting, discipline drills, many players quit on the first day. But those who remained began to see the shift. Hastings didn't just train the players physically, he reshaped their mentality. Every morning before practice, he held sessions focusing on leadership, teamwork, and resilience. He took the time to understand each player's struggles, whether it was a broken home, financial stress, or personal trauma. He made them accountable, forced them to care about each other, and instilled in them a newfound sense of purpose. Star quarterback Jamal Reed had once been the school's pride, but had fallen into trouble after his father was imprisoned. Hastings refused to let Jamal waste his talent, mentoring him personally, showing up at his house when he skipped practice, and demanding that he rise above his circumstances. Meanwhile, Ethan Walker, the team's smallest lineman, had always been overlooked due to his size. Hastings pushed him harder than anyone else, proving that determination could outweigh physical limitations. The early part of the season had been a grind. The Ironridge Titans had felt more like a group of individuals than a team, each player carrying their own baggage and struggles, with little belief that they could rise above it. But Coach Hastings had laid the foundation, and now it was time to test it. In the 5th game of the season, Ironridge faced Oak Creek High, a team known for its speed and fierce defense. The Titans were battered, bruised, and unsure of themselves. Early on, Oak Creek capitalized on a fumble and scored an easy touchdown. But instead of falling apart, Ironridge began to show signs of life. Coach Hastings' relentless work ethic had begun to pay off. The offensive line, once a weakness, held firm. Jamal Reed, with fire in his eyes, found his rhythm. He threw an improbable 40-yard touchdown pass to Tyler Davis, a wide receiver who had been overlooked by recruiters. By the final quarter, the score was tied, and the crowd in Ironridge's small stadium had grown frenzied with excitement. In the dying seconds, Jamal launched a risky pass down the sideline to Chris Hawkins, who leaped above 2 defenders and made the catch. The crowd exploded as the Titans scored the game-winning touchdown. The once unimaginable victory was now a reality. The players jumped and cheered, some with tears in their eyes, others with disbelief written across their faces. For the first time in years, the town had something to celebrate. The victory was more than just a win, it was a symbol that, despite all odds, Ironridge could rise again. Ironridge's unexpected victory sparked a fire in the team. They had tasted victory, and and now they were hungry for more. The games that followed were a testament to their growth, both on the field and as individuals, but each victory came with its own set of challenges. They faced rival schools with better facilities, more experienced players, and a reputation of dominance. Yet, Ironridge's heart and grit became their trademark. The Titans continued to defy expectations, winning game after game. But they weren't just playing to win, they were playing for something deeper. The town, which had once been resigned to the loss of its former glory, now rallied behind the team. Businesses began sponsoring the players' gear, and more fans filled the stands with every victory. But the real turning point came in the semifinals when they faced Bridgeport High, the team that had humiliated them the previous year. The last time they'd met, Ironridge had been crushed 42-7. This time, however, things would be different. The game started slow, with both teams struggling to score. As the final minutes of regulation ticked down, Ironridge found themselves trailing by a touchdown. With only seconds left, Jamal Reed-Calm under. Pressure drove the team down the field. The ball was snapped, and in the dying seconds, Jamal tossed a perfect pass to Tyler Davis, who caught it in the end zone just as time expired. Ironridge had pulled off an incredible upset. The team that had been written off years ago was now headed to the state championship, and the town's once dying spirit was burning brighter than ever. The championship game against Westlake Academy was everything Ironridge had worked for and then some. Westlake had dominated all season. They had a roster of Division I bound players, a state-of-the-art training facility, and the kind of prestige Ironridge could only dream of. The analysts had already written Ironridge off before the first whistle blew. The game started exactly as everyone expected. Westlake's offense exploded early, taking a commanding 21-3 lead by halftime. Ironridge was reeling, the weight of the moment starting to settle in. Their bodies were bruised, their spirits faltering. But Coach Hastings was unwavering. In the locker room, he didn't yell or panic. Instead, he simply said, "You have one more half to prove to the world who you are." Those words sparked something in the team. It wasn't just about football anymore. It was about proving to themselves and to their town that they could overcome anything. They stormed onto the field with a fire in their eyes and a determination that had not been there at the start of the season. The defense tightened. Each player gave more than they thought was possible. And then Jamal Reed took control. His passes were flawless, and with every completion, the Titans closed the gap. In the final minute, with the score still 21-17 in Westlake's favor, Ironridge found themselves on the 10-yard line. The clock ticked down, and all eyes were on Jamal as he called for the snap. The Westlake defense closed in, but Jamal, showing the poise of a veteran, dodged the first tackle, scrambled out of the pocket, and launched a desperation throw into the end zone. Ethan Walker, the smallest lineman on the team, broke free from his defender and leaped into the air, catching the ball just as the clock hit 0. Touchdown. The stadium erupted in disbelief. Ironridge, against all odds, had done the impossible. The underdogs had taken down the Giants. The Titans were state champions. The game became a legend in itself, filled with heart, grit, and unyielding spirit. The victory wasn't just about winning a championship, it was about the unbreakable will to rise above circumstances and fight for something greater. Ironridge, once a town on the verge of collapse, had rediscovered its heartbeat. As Coach Hastings watched the players celebrate, he knew it wasn't just about football. It was about teaching them to believe in themselves, no matter the odds. Ironridge had come alive again, and this time they knew they were unstoppable.